What's up? Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman, Brewster in the house. How's it going this evening, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
Yo.
You guys, we got a comment already. Who's here first? Josh. Josh is always the first one. What's up, Josh? How you doing, brother? You guys do anything fun and exciting since the last time I seen you?
I saw that 28 years later.
Yeah, I seen that as well. Ryan's going tonight. We're going to have an interview up sometime over the course of the weekend on the YouTube channel. Not a live review. It will be a spoiler-filled review, and it will say so on it. So unless you've seen the movie, you want to stay away from that one probably.
Yeah. But we'll put, like, in parentheses, contain spoilers or something in the title.
Very small print.
Yeah, it'll be on there. Brenda Thompson says, so excited to see James Stokes. Yeah, me too. Our guest, James Stokes, and I'm Jason Pitts will be on shortly, momentarily. Chris says, what's up, fellas? What is up?
Dude, I thought James was the bouncer when I first got to the restaurant last Saturday.
He's a big dude, huh?
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is. I mean, seriously, I thought he was like Jason's like bodyguard or some shit like that.
he's big time. He rolls with security.
Yeah, but you get to talk to him for a minute. He's kind of a teddy bear.
Every time I see Chris Oland, that name, I think of Chris Poland, who is the original drummer from Megadeth, right?
Guitar player.
Guitar player. All right, right on. Oh, but man, they went through some guitar players in Megadeth, huh?
Dude, yeah, don't get me started on them.
The Megadeth tattoo?
Yeah, my KIMB tat.
Oh, a couple of different names here. We got Twyla. Twyla says James Stokes and Jason Pitts are the best. They are.
Yes, they are.
They are, and they will be here more momentarily. I told them to jump in around 7:10 so we could talk about whatever.
They're going to have to deal with us for 8 more minutes.
Yeah, you got 8 more minutes of us, unfortunately. But what you don't have is a Hellraiser review. I'm getting some feedback that people want us to do that, man.
Because they want to laugh at us for being miserable having to do it.
I think so. So I'm thinking probably next week. You think we could squeeze 7 and 8 into one episode?
Yes.
I don't see why not.
Let's do that. We'll do that, and I'll put in the post. Unless obviously subject to change if we get a guest to reach out to come to the thing. Speaking of guests, former guests of the show that are going to come back on soon, Marcy King and Robert Kurtzman. I was at that film festival with Jason, and I seen this movie called October Roses that they did. And at this film festival, they had 2 rooms to watch the movies, and one of them was like being in a fucking oven, dude. It was so hot. And the other one was comfortable, but air conditioned. Thank God the air conditioned one's the one Jason's movie was on, or else I don't know if I would have been able to stay in there the whole time. But so I'm watching the shorts in the other one, and this comes out as says executive producer Marcy King and Robert Kurtzman. I'm like, hey, I know those guys. So I watched the movie, and it was good. It's a Stephen King adaptation from a short story called Nona. Anyone of you familiar with that?
Yeah, it's from Skeleton Crew, wasn't it?
I had no idea.
The story was called For Nona, I think.
And it's in a book called Skeleton Crew?
Yeah, it's got the monkey on it.
Oh, that's weird because
I think
that's what Adam Marcus calls his production company, Skeleton Crew. I wonder if this is all related.
I think it's Skeleton Crew. There was a couple I read back in the day. It was Skeleton Crew, Night Shift. The one I just remember there was a hand on it with bandages and had a bunch of eyes on it. I think it was
too big. It'd be too big of a coincidence not to.
It was a really good movie, so I was texting Marcy about it. And I was like, yeah, I just caught your flick at this film festival. And she goes, which one? And I told her where I was, and they live in Ohio, not far at all from Cleveland. An hour, 2 hours. I don't remember the exact city. And they were like, oh my God, if they would have told us, we would have been there. And if they would have been there, I guarantee there would have been more people there. I can't believe that they didn't have them there. I even told the guy running it, I was like, yeah, I was talking to Marcy King about, you guys showing her movie, and she said her and Bob would have been here, and people would have probably came to see Bob.
Maybe they were trying to keep it low key.
Special effects legend, but the movie was good. But then we seen Jason's movie, and Jason's movie was really cool. I seen it already. He sent me a screener months ago, so I was able to see it. Did you guys get to see it?
Yeah, I checked it out this morning.
You did not. You did. Okay, or vice versa. You did not. You did. All right.
I was not given a screener, and you know my policy.
So I got Screamify. I'll shoot you the info to check it out. It's also on Amazon. We get him on in a minute here. You know what? It's he's in the green room now, so we're gonna just go ahead and throw him on, and then James will be here momentarily, and then since people are coming in to see him anyway, we got like 3 people here that have never been here. So right now I'm going to bring on Jason Pitts, the director of. Oh my God, we got some feedback going on. That's not good. You hear that? You guys hear that?
A little bit.
I don't hear anything.
You didn't hear it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm hearing it. Right on. Is it just me?
Yeah, you sound like a NASCAR driver.
Right on. You I don't know. We'll tough through it as much as we can. But how you doing tonight, Jason? Sorry about that.
Man, I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. Good to see that you made it home okay.
Shadow on my face or something. I don't know.
Are you wearing earbuds?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I said.
Oh, you sound better now.
Sounds better now.
Yeah.
The echo I'm hearing is from like when I talk on his thing. Like if you know, sometimes like
I can get earbuds if I need to.
Yeah,
he sounds perfectly fine to me.
Okay, right on. So, yeah, so you didn't get stuck at the airport again?
No, unfortunately.
Well, you were following him on Facebook, but he was supposed to be here way early on in the day, and they delayed his flight like 8 times, and each time gave him some different money, and yeah, it was. But he was like
3
airport like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it was 3 times.
Yeah, I exaggerate.
Yeah, I made $2,900.
Yeah, that paid for my chicken tenders.
Yeah,
they did.
Oh, yeah. So we went to the haunted house restaurant.
That's amazing.
And dinner was on Delta or whatever flight you took.
It was Delta, yeah. Yeah, it was a fun weekend.
Who's the guy in the red? Oh,
Kevin Dunn, apparently.
And Twyla says, we are awesome too. Thanks for doing this interview. We are glad to do this interview. Absolutely. So I was starting to say, like, because Ryan hadn't seen the movie, where to find it. Where else is it playing right now?
So you can find it in 3 places. Amazon Prime. You can buy or rent it there. You can buy or rent it on Fandango at home. And then also it's on Screamify, and they charge $2.99 a month. That's
I got that just for that.
Yeah.
They don't have an option to cast to your TV, unfortunately, though.
Oh, that's.
But I guess if you have it on your TV, then you're good. But
yeah, if you have a smart TV, I think they do have an app. I downloaded an app on mine.
Yeah, I couldn't find it on mine, but I didn't look too hard either. But yeah. So let's see. Let's send a message to James and see where he's at. Oh, and it's still not 7:10 yet, so he's probably not coming on until 7:10 because that's what I said. So we'll wait.
Was I too early?
No, you were fine. You were down there. I could have left you down there.
Yeah, I was cool just hanging out in the green room until you were ready for me.
Rick's the last person on earth that could get on somebody's case for being too early.
Yeah, I come early all the time. Don't worry about it.
Well, I've heard stories.
Well, yeah, I told him to. I mean, come on.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. So how did you like your stay in Cleveland?
Man, I liked Cleveland. And I really appreciate you guys, you showing me and James around.
Yeah. No, man, it was fun geeking out with you at the restaurant.
Yeah, that was awesome. I always, I always didn't hear great things about Cleveland, but
we got a reputation. There, man. We got a reputation. That's
where do you live, Jason?
I live in the Fort Smith, Arkansas area.
Well, of course you like Cleveland. There's actually shit to do here.
There's probably shit to do
there. Northwest Arkansas is growing pretty quick, the Walmart country. So.
They got their very first Panera bread recently, I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Panera Bread.
St. John's, Michigan, Jason in the house. How's it going, Rob? All right. All right, so I guess we'll get started with you, and then we'll mix in James when he pops in. So, well, most of these questions are kind of. Either one of you guys got a question to start off with this guy?
Yeah, where are you getting these soundtracks, man? They're killer.
So the soundtrack there were 2 songs that we used, actually 3 songs. But 2 songs in the actual film that we used were written and recorded by a friend of ours, Gary, and his band is called Primal Fear, and Primal Apathy. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, Primal Fear's the Ed Norton movie.
Yeah. Oh, there's a band called Primal Fear too. I got all
Primal Apathy,
yeah,
and they also did the soundtrack to Voorhees, Night of the Beast.
The same band.
His name's Gary Swift, but the song that we found or that we used at the end of the film during the credits, I absolutely love it. I just I was on Spotify and I was just searching songs that had the same title as the movie, and I found that one, and I reached out to the artist and I asked him if we could use it, and he said yeah, and he signed a release, and so that we just worked out a deal, and we were able to use that. Now the score for the film, that was all done by a composer out of Italy named Simone Cilio, and he's fantastic.
Oh, all right on. Let's see. Lance says, my man Jason.
Hey,
all you guys that are here to see
Lance?
Jason and James, definitely like the page so we could that'd definitely be awesome of you if you like the page and subscribe and all that good stuff. And Grizz says, hi guys, sorry I'm late. Hey, but it's all good because we haven't really even started the interview yet. Well, I caught a couple of your films. We had you on for Jason what's the name? Bigfoot Jason movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I always screw up the name of this.
Yeah. Night of the Beast.
Night of
the Beast. Yeah.
Voorhees, Night of the Beast. And I seen a couple of your shorts that you had when we had you on for that, and I really dug those. So this is your first feature film, yes?
I call it my first original feature because I count Voorhees as a feature film. Well,
the letter of the rule, it's a short because it's less than an hour.
No, it's an hour. It's 61
over an hour.
Yeah,
it's
61
minutes when I brought it up. But okay, but nevertheless, I think for a feature it has to be an hour and 20, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I think so. For
film festivals, it's pretty much I think mostly anything over like 45 minutes is a feature.
Right.
But I like 60 minutes and more is pretty universally considered a feature.
Right on. Jamie, I got my Bloody Essentials koozie thing here. Jamie says, "Hey guys, from the Bloody Essentials."
That's fine too, but my drink tonight won't fit in it. It's a little big.
So. Yeah, he's always representing you guys. Usually has a shirt and everything.
I left my koozie in the other room.
Right on.
I actually had to stop wearing that shirt for a while because Nina was making fun of me for wearing it too often.
I know. I heard that. Well, they haven't heard it. The episode that you did with them is coming out shortly. I am a Patreon member, so I already heard it. And I heard her making fun of you for that.
I think that's July 25th that releases. Something like that. I don't know.
Brenda Thomas says, how many awards have you won for Forest for the Trees?
Oh, man.
I was going to get into that. But since she did.
I did a short festival run with the screenplay before we shot the film, and the screenplay, when it did its little run, it won 2 awards for best horror script. I have the awards over there. I forget what film festivals they were, but when we did the film is still in its festival run. Throughout the rest of the year, there's still some festivals that we still have lined up, even though it's already out. But man, there's this one Florence, the Florence International Film Festival. I don't know what it is about Florence, but we just killed it there. We won 14 awards there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did James win for Best Actor?
James got a silver award for best actor. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because he really, I'm trying to wait for him to come on to talk about that, but he really expanded his horizons in this film. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely pushed him to some places he hadn't been before, for sure.
He had a lot of emotion in his acting, and anytime I've seen him, he's wearing a hockey mask, so it's a little hard to show emotion,
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, he says, "What's the link he's trying to get on?" I will send it again. But you guys, I'll ask a follow-up question to Jason while I'm doing this.
Ryan, you want to go? I got one for him.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't want to step on toes.
No, you don't step on toes. We just go.
Yeah. Jason, is that still offered to get a physical copy of Night of the Beast? If I message you?
Yeah, I'll get you one. Yeah,
I appreciate that, man.
I'm gonna want one of those too.
Since you brought that up, I didn't want to backtrack because we were talking about the new film, which I haven't seen yet. But when we covered Night of the Beast on here, did you watch us live stream it when we did the watch along?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
Because I was going to say, no wonder that you put him next to me, because he'd probably be like, move this guy over. No, I was entertained.
You had a good time with it.
I did. I did.
I really did too. I really liked it.
I did.
Hey,
I thought
I understand that it's we had a $15,000 budget for that, and I'm really proud of what we did for what we had.
Oh yeah, $15K.
And I do understand that it wasn't like a lot of people make fun of it or whatnot, and there's things that they didn't like. But man, film is really subjective. I don't take that stuff personally. So
here's the thing with that for me. When I heard of this movie, I don't know how I heard of it, but I heard Jason versus Bigfoot. I'm like, oh, we gotta watch this. And I expected it to be horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. I expected it to be horrible.
Absolutely.
I expected it to be funny, and I got the good bad in it, but then there was actually good elements of it as well, like with the storytelling and with using the Duke. That was, again, I told you that a million times. That was my favorite part. Bringing the Duke, showing his backstory.
The thing with me is, before we actually covered it on here, the week before we were talking about something completely different, and like I forget who we had on the week before, even comments or something.
Yeah.
But somebody kept saying Jason versus this and that, just like people were just talking.
Yeah.
And then Rick's like, "Oh, we could do Jason versus Bigfoot," and I'm like, "Yeah, right." Like that'll ever happen. And he's like, "No, that's an actual movie. Like, I'd never heard of it."
I didn't either. I think that's how we found out. And I was like, then we start watching the thing almost as a joke.
I thought he was joking. I thought he was kidding. Like, I thought he was ribbing me.
There he is.
No, I looked it up. It was a real thing. So we watched it on here.
Yeah, and I was just like, and again, we watched it kind of as a joke. And I really liked it. I was like, no, we got to get this guy on because this is really fucking good.
Isn't too terrible.
And speaking of Jason,
what's up, Jay?
What's up, guys? Dude, I don't know what happened. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes trying to get on.
It's all good. We were kind of freestyling a little bit.
Say nothing but good things about you, we promise.
Okay. All right. I'll take that.
Well, now that he's in here, you're going to say that.
That's right. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. Oh, see, and Jamie says Jason versus Bigfoot are like magic words to me. She's going to have to watch it.
Absolutely.
That's great.
It's available right now, free on YouTube.
Please watch it, yes.
Voorhees Night of the Beast, and the guy that just popped in was Jason in that movie.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you two guys hook up?
Oh, wow. Well, we worked on a project wasn't it in Birmingham?
Yeah, it was Birmingham.
Birmingham was the first place. We worked on a project. I'm not even going to talk about the project. We just worked on a project there in Birmingham. And I don't know. It's just we went out to dinner one night and we became instant friends. And that's when he kind of come to me there. It might have not been there that you came to me, but it was while we was in Birmingham is when you told me about the Jason movie that, Voorhees Night of the Beast. And I told him then and there, I said, dude, if you ever do that, I want to play Jason. And didn't hear back from him for months. And then all of a sudden he contacted me and said, the script's done. And he sent it to me, and then the rest is history.
All right. Yeah. So this was after you were Jason in the other project, right?
No.
This was first?
The Slasherverse wasn't until well after Voorhees Night of the Beast. Yeah, and I shot that all in Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we lost Jason.
I don't know what I said this time.
Oh,
there he is.
I'm here. I'm just gonna get my earbuds because
you see if that fixes that thing. I was just muting you while other people were talking. I was gonna unmute you when you were talking. I that'll help it a little bit. But try to get those earbuds, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll throw some more questions out to James while you're doing that.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we started talking about this before you got on. Was it difficult in this movie actually acting and like showing more emotion where you usually, anytime I've ever seen you, were behind a mask?
Well, most of the movie, I mean, Jason is the only time. Well, I'll take that back. I did a couple of shorts where I was wearing a mask, but out of the 68 credits I've got, most of them are not without a mask. But yeah, this role here, it took me to a whole nother dimension of my acting for sure, and it was hard and easy at the same time. Being a real stepdad and then having a stepdaughter in the movie, it kind of hit home, I know I keep watching this clip that Annie keeps posting where I'm drunk and asleep on the couch and she comes in and that's when she finds the letter from her mom and all that stuff. That was a very, very powerful scene for me and her both, and Olivia as well. Me and Olivia, we've had a connection for a long time too, as far as shooting movies, and just like me and Jason, she's part of our
Olivia
film.
Disney, right?
Olivia Disney, yes.
She was in the one short you did with the blind date. What was the name of that?
Masquerade. Awesome.
That was really good. Did you get a chance to watch that, Brewster?
No, but I'm writing it down right now.
It's on their YouTube channel, so you
got
can
it.
Here. It's also on Tubi.
Yeah, watch it on Tubi because I get paid for that.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Right.
I got
watch
you.
it on Tubi.
I want that special thanks for watching it on Tubi.
But yeah, that scene right there was very powerful. I mean, there was parts of that movie where I had to take a break and just try to get out of character. I mean, it was that emotional for me. I mean, the tears were real. I mean, I could literally feel. I mean, I looked at her as my stepdaughter in that movie the entire time, and me and Annie just had such a good connection as father and daughter.
It came across for sure.
Well, I appreciate that because and it really did show on her part too. I mean, it was very emotional. Some very emotional scenes that we had in that movie.
So, James, did you write this movie as well, or
no? Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jason. I meant Jason.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yes, I wrote this film. I did the first two drafts of it, and then a producing partner of mine, Charlie Brady, who's also the director of photography on it, he took a pass at it and made a lot of really good suggestions and gave me a bunch of notes. And then I did a fourth draft after that. So I'm crediting him as like I forget the way I put it in the credits, but like consulting writer or something like that. But yeah, we worked on it together.
Right on. So, what kind of, are you guys getting some pretty good feedback since it's the movie's been out?
Yeah,
I definitely have. Yeah, I've had friends write me and say this. You lost. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it's like what?
Oh,
there are some parts in the movie. It's like what? So it's been pretty cool.
Right on. You were hella jacked in the movie, man. You look bigger there than you do now.
Actually, I'm bigger now than I was then. So
it's that camera adding that 20 pounds or something, but you were giant in the film.
Yeah,
there's also
I try to stay in shape.
We also played with some camera angles. Every time we shot him like a little low angle looking up to make him look a little bit even bigger than he is.
Right on. So, what was the budget on this film?
80,000.
80,000. It's amazing to me, like what people can do with such little money, and then you have people that have these multi-million-dollar budgets and can't do anything.
I think at a certain point, I don't know where that point would be, but from my experience from just watching films and working on some bigger budget films as like assistant director or second assistant director, at a certain point, the money doesn't go to the quality of the film. It goes to like everything around it, with it getting made, if that makes sense.
Right on.
Yeah, some of these films, they have a $5 million budget, and it's like, would you spend $4 million on craft service? Like,
Yeah.
Right. It ain't there. You don't see it.
That's true.
So, James, did you grow up a Friday the 13th fan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I grew up watching horror films ever since I probably 9-10 years old. Yeah, I mean, watching the old stuff, Wolfman and stuff like that.
Oh, the
I
Universal
remember
Monsters.
listening to a radio show called the Wolfman Jack. I don't know if y'all ever heard
I
of
know
that.
about that.
Mhm.
Oh man, so yeah, that used to scare the devil out of me and my brothers. I mean, we love that, but that's the whole point of you want to get scared. That's what we like doing it. But yeah, I grew up. I mean, ever since Friday the 13th come out, I was a fan, of course, absolutely. And before I did this role, I went back and watched every one of them again.
So, okay, so going off that, then, which Jason actor was the most influential on the way that you played the character?
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. So, piggybacking on that, though, if you could play like another iconic killer in a movie, like which would you want to play?
Wow. Dude, I don't know. I think I would like to portray a serial killer, like not know with no mask or nothing.
Yeah.
I think I would just like to portray just a serial killer. I don't know why. I watch all these shows on real life serial killers and stuff. I would love to be able to shoot a movie where I reenact, some real life stuff and stuff like that, and a serial killer.
Well, Kane got to do that. He did the Ed Gein thing.
He did.
Yeah. And then what's his name? From Sons of Anarchy. He's gonna reprise the role of Ed Gein for Netflix.
Yep. So yeah, something like that I would love to do. But
that's his name.
I would love to play a superhero. I mean, of some sort. I mean,
didn't you play a superhero? Weren't you?
Well, kind of, sort of. I'm gonna get to do that. And yeah, I'm gonna get to do that. But that's what I'm waiting on. So yeah, to play.
Can you talk about that?
Well, I mean, a little bit. I mean, when Jason's, the Batman movie that Jason was in, I was in the very end of that movie. If you ever watches it, Heart of Ice. It's called Batman Heart of Ice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where Jason plays Mr. Freeze, which he did an amazing job on.
Nice.
Jason always calls himself just a director and not an actor, but the man can do it in front of the camera as well. So,
did you direct that film, Jason?
No, a friend of ours, Will Reed, directed that film. Will he actually played the main character in Voorhees Night of the Beast, the one the kid that had PTSD. That he directed Batman Heart of Ice, and this is actually, I think, the third fan Batman film that he's made. And the one before this one, he played the Joker, and he's amazing playing the Joker. But he was getting ready to shoot Heart of Ice, and I asked him, I said, "Do you have anybody for Mr. Freeze yet?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, I think I could do a good Freeze. And he's like, "Are you sure?"
The movie called Heart of Ice, Mr. Freeze must have been a big character in the movie.
Yeah, he was the main villain.
Oh, right on.
So, and getting to play and at the end of that movie, I came in and they showed just a glimpse of me as Deathstroke. So I'm going to get to play Deathstroke in the next one. So. Nice.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you look like you could be a good Deathstroke. Deathstroke's usually like a chiseled, older guy. Like, I mean, I don't want to call you old. You're not old, but
you're about to get your ass kicked.
Not in your thing, Because the guy that played him in the Teen Titans series was S.A. Morales.
Yeah.
He he's a little older.
Himself right there.
Yeah, he's good. That series is good. The Teen Titans series.
I love Teen Titans. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was going to try to shoot it at the end of this year, but I think he's going to have to move it back now to probably the first of next year.
Okay.
Jason, have you heard when he's going to start shooting?
I haven't, no. He's got his hands full with the slap fight stuff, too.
Yeah, the slap fight. Yeah.
So if you could play any superhero in any movie, which one would it be?
Oh, wow. I would like to play Captain America.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to play Captain America. I grew up reading the comic books and everything else, but I think I would love to have a chance to play Captain America.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's see what we got.
Marvel's doing their variant storylines now. Maybe you can be a Captain America variant.
Dude, I would love it.
That'd be awesome.
Or it could be like, I could see him more as like Captain America after, like he just kind of, I don't want to say gives up, but like, just snaps like later. Like I can't see him as like Chris Evans, clean shaven, that kind of
No. Yeah.
But I could see him as like, like I'm just sick of all of you fuckers.
It would be
he
fun.
wants to do what's right, but he's like, he ain't doing it by the book so much anymore.
It would be a fun role to do for sure.
Well, yeah. Did you guys have any questions you want to ask these guys?
Actually, yeah, but it's not about the movies.
Man, go ahead, man.
How was the Wes Craven house?
There is no house.
Well,
man, that's like hollow to ground. I mean, it's not there anymore, but just I don't know. I did get like a chill while we were looking at it.
Yeah,
being there, looking at it, and oh man, like Wes Craven's my favorite director, and so just I don't know. It was special to me.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I found that just out of the blue one day. I don't know what I was looking for, and I found out where it was, and I got the address for it. I've been by there. I took Leslie Hoffman over there. She was, the No Running in the Hallways.
Yeah.
And she'd been in. She did 3 movies with Wes.
Yeah.
So she did Scream 2. She did Nightmare on Elm Street, and she also did Deadly Friend. So yeah, what I want to do is figure out how to get one of those. We have these plaques that are in all these historical sites where it has like the shape of Ohio and like whatever it is. Like John Heisman, if you're a football fan, he was born in Cleveland too, and he has one in front of his house.
Dude, I couldn't believe how much stuff has been done in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
When you were showing us around, I mean, it was you just kept naming off all these things, and it's like, wow, you don't even realize it. I mean, unless you just do your research, but it's amazing how much stuff is done in Cleveland. I mean, it's crazy.
We didn't even, tip of the iceberg. We didn't get into too much.
The city was a powerhouse back in the day. We used to have a population of over 1 million. Now we have half that.
300,000.
Yeah, it's
really
nothing. But
you couldn't tell that with the time.
They count. If they count the greater Cleveland area, it's about 500,000 to 600,000. So if you count like where the convention was and some other surrounding cities, they don't get like 500,000 to 600,000. But proper Cleveland is 360, I think.
Yeah, Cleveland back in the day was like insane. It didn't really hit its downswing till about the 1970s or so is when we kind of hit a wall.
Now, why did so many people leave Cleveland then, I guess you'd say?
Jobs dried up.
Traffic.
Oh.
Jobs dried up.
Yeah.
Jobs dried up.
Did you guys ever watch those videos I sent you in the group chat?
Not yet. I'm going to.
No, I haven't had a chance to yet either.
This is a place where there used to be industry. the hastily made Cleveland tourism videos.
Oh, those are Mike Polk videos? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Todd says, hello, James.
Hey, Todd. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
A lot of big films are shot here, too, because it's so cheap to
Yeah, they've recently been doing a lot of tax breaks. So, yeah, we had Spider-Man, Avengers.
Was Spider-Man?
Marvel movies and stuff.
I know Winter Soldier and Avengers.
Spider-Man 3 from the first trilogy.
Oh my God, it was. Holy shit.
Yeah, Euclid is where the Sandman is fighting Spider-Man.
I forgot about that. I remember the Avengers.
They had sand everywhere. I was down there for that.
Remember they shut down the whole freeway for a while.
Question for Jason: will you only do horror movies, or do you think you may do something different one day? A comedy would be fun.
So as of like right now, I'm only looking at horror films. I wouldn't mind maybe attempting a just like a drama or something. I don't think I will ever try a comedy. I'm super scared of trying comedy. I think that's the genre that I don't think I'm very funny. I don't have good timing, and I don't really know what's funny. So
what about a horror comedy?
Horror comedy? No, I don't.
No, that's
not for me.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think my strength is in dramatic storytelling.
Right on.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. Josh has a question for me and Ryan. He says, "Did we ever see?" I don't even know how to pronounce their name. I have not. I figured Ryan was.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you ever see this band?
Yeah, and in fact, their original bass player was Rob Lesniak, who plays bass on the track.
Oh my God! See, I should know that.
Yeah.
All right, so I know their bass player, but I've never seen them play.
Their
I
original.
know who they are. I've heard of them.
Right, Ryan. Wasn't that the singer for Chimera in that Paradise Lost show or Paradise
Mark
City?
Hunter, yes.
It was with Andy Biersack.
I think, yeah, Andy Ballsack, yeah.
Yeah.
Andy
California.
That's funny. Andy Ballsack.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry. One of my nieces used to be obsessed with Andy Biersack, so we'd always make fun of her and call him Andy Ballsack. So.
No, I have a few of the Black Belt.
That's a deep cut
says,
in my family.
Says
so.
James put a ring on his finger. You just got engaged recently?
I did. Yes.
Did.
Look at that. These guys putting your business out there.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, and then Todd says he was able to spend some time with James, Sammy, Brenda, and Dave a few weeks back on Friday the 13th. Oh, that was when you were in Allentown, right?
Yeah, Allentown. Yep. That's what. Yep. Sure is.
And you went up to? Did you go up to Blairstown that weekend or?
No, not that weekend.
You've been there before, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's that.
Holy ground. Have you ever been there, Jason?
I have not. No.
Oh
yeah, we got to get you up there one day when they're doing a thing with with a tour for the camp.
You got to go there, and you got to go to the camp too.
I would absolutely love it.
Yeah,
we'll have to plan a trip, Jason, and go up there.
Oh, it's so great!
I did get the privilege to sign the canoe, the canoe that was actually in the first film. Me and Tom McLaughlin, we got to sign it at a convention last year. A guy had bought it at an auction or something, and he brought it from Indiana or somewhere.
Wheeled it down there.
Iowa. I think he brought it from Iowa to Kentucky. And and I'm going to be back at that convention too. I just got announced today. I'll be back at Frankfurt Horror Con in September.
Frankfurt,
Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're from Tennessee, right?
I'm originally from Kentucky. I'm originally from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I've been in Nashville for about 18 years now. So I guess I'm from Nashville now. But yeah, I'm originally from Kentucky. I grew up there, went to school there. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I knew I wore my Cincinnati hat for a reason then.
Yeah, I saw the Cincinnati.
Right on. Alrighty then.
Hey, Jason, any chance you might consider filming a horror movie down in Cleveland?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll let me know about that. I want to come check that shit out.
All it takes is a budget.
I got an idea for a movie. I was telling you about it.
I'll be there if we got some money.
I got what I think is going to be a really good idea for a movie. I just need to figure out how to write it.
He's the director. If there's work, he'll come shoot it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I made my movie debut last week, man.
He did.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Well, there's some fantastic places to shoot in Cleveland. Like when we saw when we did Slasherverse, You know, we was up in the woods. It's some kind of camp. I don't know what it was. I mean, I can't remember.
We got a lot of those, man.
I know, and it was amazing. It was beautiful up there. The water, the trees, oh my goodness, it was absolutely beautiful.
How many?
There was all kinds of people camping with campers and boats, and it was awesome.
That's the thing about
Metro Parks.
The thing about Cleveland is we have everything. Like we have those wooded areas with the water and all that, and then we also have big buildings. So you've played New York in movies, you know,
sure.
And they made it look like New York. And then they have like the small town feel and all of that all in one place.
Yeah, and we have all 4 seasons.
Yeah. Sometimes in one day.
Yeah, that's true.
In one day.
Right
Do you have a desert?
Do we have a desert? Well, I don't know. You could probably make Lake Erie look like a desert. You shoot it the right way. It could work. Let's see. Marilyn Knapp says, hello, Jason and Jay.
Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn.
So I need all of you new people that are in the comments tonight. I need all of you to like and subscribe to the channel.
Like and subscribe.
We get to 1,000, we're going to give away something cool. And speaking of giveaways, Jason is promoting his newest film, which is The Trial of Margaret
Stone.
And the GoFundMe, you just started that, right? Is it GoFundMe?
Yes. No, it's an Indiegogo.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, I think it's been out for like a week now.
Okay.
And we're up to over $6,000.
Awesome. Yeah. So anybody that donates to that, and sends me proof that they did will be entered into a contest to win something cool. I don't know what, but something pretty cool. Like we got some Kane Hodder stuff laying around. We got some stuff we can give away.
Thanks for that, Rick. That's generous. Thank you.
You know what? Make it a Kane Hodder item because James mentioned Kane Hodder earlier, so that's perfect. Yeah,
we can do that. I got a bunch of them. Somebody was saying, Tiki was saying, like any horror collector has to have at least 5 or 6 Kane Hodder items laying around.
I think I only have 3. I'm behind the times.
Right on.
I need one more than, but
I wish more people would get behind indie films, you know, because they know, you know, it takes money to shoot something like this and to bring out a good product. And if you like watching, you know, indie films or just watching movies in general, you know, what the smallest amount could help us go a long way, you know.
Absolutely.
I kind of posted on all of my social media accounts and all that stuff, but if just, you know, TikTok, I got 36,000 friends. If just every one of them could just give $1, you know, that would help so much.
You know, halfway to making a movie.
Exactly right. You know, and so I try to put it out there every couple weeks, you know, just asking people. And I hate asking people for money. It's not.
Yeah, it sucks.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, that's the only way we're going to get this done is to bring, you know, if people watch Forest of the Trees, they'll see what a budget can do for a movie. Mm-hmm. And we brought a very, very good product to screen. And I think it's showing now and people are watching it. So if y'all watch Forest of the Trees and you loved it, please help us out and help us out with the Trial of Margaret Stone. And I promise you it's going to be just as good, if not better. So
even if you just kind of liked Forest of the Trees.
Even if you just kind of, yeah.
No, even if you didn't like it. If
you didn't like it, throw it down.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, I do that. I support as many of these movies as I can because then when it comes out, you have like a feeling of ownership on it too because you contributed to make this happen, and you know that's always cool. And like all these big directors that we have now, they started out this way. You know, like if nobody supported them, would we have what we have?
And Rick, you know what's crazy is these big directors are going back to it because Hollywood's like drying up.
Yeah,
they can't get their movies funded even from Hollywood, so they're doing crowdfunders now too.
So
like Eli Roth has his own crowdfunder that he's doing.
Yeah. And then you have the Terrifier guys that all their movies are raised from crowdfunding. So. Back to Forest through the Trees. The villain in there, the character's name is Julian. I can't remember his real name.
Scott Doss.
Scott Doss, yeah.
Any plans to work with him in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Scott is 100% bona fide a member of our film family now. So
he is as hell, man.
Yeah, We'll definitely be working with him again. Now he's not in Margaret Stone, but he'll be in stuff in the future.
I like how he's obviously draws inspiration and tribute from Reverend Kane and Poltergeist. I like how in the first scene you really seen it with the hat and everything, but then later on he got to become his own person as well.
Yeah.
So it was just like an Easter egg for movie nerds.
What's crazy about that is I wrote that character based off of Reverend Kane, like in Poltergeist 2. Like I even named him Julian, who's like the actor who played him is Julian Beck.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd find anyone close to that. And then when his audition came through my email and I saw his audition, I was like, holy crap, this is the guy. And
did he know you were going for that?
No, he didn't.
Good.
On top of everything, he lived here in Arkansas in Little Rock. So, and this was a nationwide casting call.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It's like there's a lot of things about this project that kind of felt like divine intervention a little bit, and that was one of them.
Right on. See, Brenda says Scott is creepy. Just looking at him scares her. He's good. He's good. I'd like to see him in some more stuff for sure. I'm gonna have to check out his IMDb and do a little deep dive into that. But
what's crazy is this is his first film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he act in like shows or anything? Okay.
He's been an actor for 40 years, but it's all been theater and stage stuff.
Oh, so he's never even did TV shows?
No.
Oh, wow.
This is his first time on film or video.
Well, let's hope it's not his last.
It won't be.
It won't be.
Good. He's good, man. I really enjoyed everybody in the movie. I thought everybody played their part real well. I mean, it was a really cool, man. I think anybody sees this movie is really gonna dig it, and it was cool seeing it on a bigger screen with you guys.
Yeah. The bigger the screen, it seems to get. I'm sure it's true for every movie, but it seems like when it's on a big screen, it's so much better.
Yeah, we love going to movies.
That's why Rick thinks James looks smaller now than then, because the last time you saw him was on a big screen.
Yeah, but he's a big dude, man. He's a pretty.
Well, yeah. Then you put him on that big screen, and it
makes him even bigger.
It's funny.
Right on. All right, so you guys got any other questions for these guys?
Yeah, will we see a sequel to this one?
It's very possible. I do have a story, an outline. Let me tell you, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I can give you a little hint. Have you guys seen a movie called The Quiet Ones?
No.
Okay. The sequel to The Forest of the Trees is loosely based off, heavily inspired by The Quiet Ones, but it depends on how well this movie does, and if it,
well, that's
makes some money back.
Watching to buy the movie on Fandango on Amazon, watch it on Screamify if you want to do it that way. But we need you to watch this movie. We need you to tell people about this movie. We need you to share this movie and just get the word out so we can see more from this.
Now, I actually have a question about Night of the Beast.
Oh,
good. Maybe a couple, depending on how this goes. Have you ever? And Rick was going to follow up on this after we did it, but I don't never heard back from him because he's close personal friends with Adam Marcus, and I'm not. So, have you ever? Do you know if Adam's seen the movie?
I do not know if Adam has seen it. I do know that he has heard about it and he knows about it.
I've spoken to Adam about
Rick. He's his close
Rick
personal
did,
friend.
and I've also seen Adam on other.
Ricky's his close
podcasts.
personal friend. I just come along for the ride.
I've also seen him on other podcasts with other interviewers where they told him about it. So
okay.
He definitely knows about it.
The last time I talked to him, he was planning on watching it. I don't know if he has. But I'll get back to you if he gets back to me and I'll let you know what he thought.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Because
would love to know what he thought.
Yeah, we love the Duke. Even Ryan put him in his top 13 male characters, even though Ryan hates the movie.
Man, I have a bone to pick with all three of you guys.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I listened to that podcast.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, not one of you put Paul in your top 10.
We did not.
What the?
Oh, from
F,
part 2,
guys. Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
gonna have to go Ryan's
iconic.
Adrian King.
He has the most iconic campfire story scene of all time, and he doesn't make your guys' list.
No, that's cool, but he gets absolutely handled by like the weakest Jason though at the end.
You don't know he's dead. Maybe.
Oh no, we know he's dead. The writer and director of the film has said he's dead.
Steve Miner said he's dead.
Okay.
Jason, remember,
He's dead.
we also all like the Blair Witch too. So we got
Marina just
That's true. I love Blair
Muffin is
Witch.
dead as well.
we got that bond. We like this now.
We got
right?
that bond. Yes.
All right. See, I saved us, guys. We're cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
Lorena sneaking in from work. She says she's not here again. But yeah, since she's here, we will reiterate Muffin is dead.
I actually got like and just a little bit from Paul, just a tiny air of creepiness from him too. Not like Rick in part 3, who was a total fucking total sleazy.
Part one.
Oh yeah, him too.
Oh God, what's his name? Don't know his name.
Steve Christie.
Steve,
Definitely creeper vibes there.
Okay. Twyla's having a she's using her picture there.
Twyla played. So she was a PA on set. She really helped out a lot, and she played the one-eyed cultist in the movie.
Right on. Oh, cool. Yeah. So she's in the movie. There you go.
Yeah, she helped out with a lot of the special effects, and she actually organized our premiere screening, which was absolutely amazing. She's the one that did the red carpet, got all the cars together.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a really cool kill in there that I'm not going to talk about because I'm gonna let you guys watch it for yourself and see it. But I'll tell you what later. But you probably already know what I'm talking about.
Which movie?
Your movie. There's a specific kill in there. I like the whole bunch, but I don't want to talk about it because everybody else. Yeah.
I have a question for Brewster.
What's up, buddy?
You watched it this morning, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did you? We don't have to spoil it, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Did you see the twist coming?
If you had to think about it that long, that's a no.
Well, I'm trying not to. I want to talk to Jason about that, and I got a lot to say about the ending. I don't want to, Yeah, it was something.
Okay.
No, I didn't. In short, no, I didn't. No.
Okay.
If you had to
Oh
think
no, I know. I didn't either. I didn't either. So you did a good job with
Yes.
it.
No, but I'll message you.
It's hard to say.
I don't want to
giving the whole thing away because
Ryan hasn't seen it yet either, right?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Not to mention there are a dozen or so people watching right now. May have not seen it too.
Now I'm gonna be going like I'm gonna try to figure out this twist.
Well, there was a couple of them.
There's a couple of them. Yeah.
Work myself into a shoot, Rick.
Like I said, Jason, I'm gonna message you these after we get the broadcast ends.
Okay.
Alrighty. Wow. So is the film in any more conventions anytime soon?
Yeah, it's going to be at Gen Con in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
At the end of July into August. That last weekend in July into August, and then it was accepted to the Fort Smith Film Festival here in my hometown.
Cool. So you'll be able to get there easily for that.
Yeah, and
there's $1,000 from Delta.
There's about a handful of like a dozen or so other film festivals throughout the year that I've submitted to that haven't announced their selections yet, so it's possible.
So
it's in more.
When you're in these festivals, you paid to get in the festival. If you win something at the festival, do you get paid?
Not typically, no. Unless it's one of the big ones like Cairns or Sundance or something.
I was always wondering about that. You see these people in all these different festivals, and it's like you pay to get the movie seen in there, and then you pay yourself to go there to be
at
the event. Like how do you get paid out of it?
You get paid through networking opportunities.
Yeah.
You just kind of look at it that way, like you're investing in yourself and in your team. Their work is getting seen, their name's getting out there, your name's getting out there, and then you go and meet people and connect with people and
that's true.
Network. So,
because if you wouldn't have had that job in Birmingham, you wouldn't have
exactly.
So
That's
Absolutely.
exactly right.
Yeah. And remember, what happens in Birmingham stays in Birmingham. The Vegas of the Southeast, everybody.
I thought that was Branson.
Branson, Missouri.
Missouri. Alrighty then. All right, so we usually go for about an hour. You guys got any other questions for these guys?
Yeah, but before we wrap up, either way, we can even still ask questions. But before we forget, tell all our people where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Just search my name. I follow my YouTube channel. I do have a website, www.lucidlakepictures.com. Everything you need to know about the Forest of the Trees can be found there. There's interviews and reviews and stuff there, and also links to my other work.
But speaking of that, though, is the movie coming out on Blu-ray anytime soon?
No. Bayview, as of now, they're not interested in doing a physical release.
Okay.
Because it doesn't, it's not worth it, they say.
Right, well, maybe you can put out one yourself someday. But if you did, we'd buy it.
I would have to talk to them and renegotiate the contract that I signed.
Okay.
They have the rights for 5 years. So I'd have to redo that or wait until 5 years and then release it.
Okay, cool. And James, where can they find you on socials?
I'm on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook, I'm kind of maxed out at 5,000. But Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. I kind of post all my stuff on there. TikTok, I don't do a whole lot of TikToks, but I'm on there. But yeah, you can follow me on any of those streaming networks or platforms.
I got a TikTok.
IMDb is a great one. Just put in my name and see everything that I've got coming up and what I've got out there so far too.
Speaking of IMDb, the movie has a pretty decent rating on there. Have you seen it?
It's a 9.1 with 30 reviews.
Is that what it is? Okay, I knew it was pretty high.
Good.
I went on there and rated it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep, 31.
The
31s.
The letterbox rating isn't quite as high as the IMDb one.
Oh, you know what? I didn't rate it until right now. I thought I did. I rated it on Letterboxd. That's where I rated it. Yeah, because I gave you the 5 stars on Letterboxd. I just started doing that to keep track of the movies we see during the year.
Don't let Jared Crank hack your Letterboxd account.
We had the director of Destroy All Neighbors on a couple weeks ago. Did you see that movie, Destroy All Neighbors?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. It's on Shudder. It's so freaking funny. I love it. But we had the director on, and we were talking about the Letterboxd scores, and I was like, well, let me see what I gave you, because I go over there, want to see what I scored it, because I thought I scored it pretty high. And I did, and then it shows what your friends score movies underneath you. And Jared Red Crank, who was on the show last week from Death Curse Society, he was in the comments. I was like, oh, this piece of shit only gave you a 1 star.
That's hilarious.
Oh, the guy loved it. He laughed his ass off. Yeah. It was funny.
So the last time I checked Letterboxd, our last review was a 1 star with a 1-word review that said laughable.
Ooh. What?
Yeah, said laughable. But I enjoy that kind of stuff too, because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen too many 1-star movies. I really haven't. you know, people take a. There's a lot of work that goes into these things, and a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
a whole lot of
that's why
tears.
That's why I think that kind of stuff is hilarious because they have no idea. I mean, we have this we put this movie out that is unique, like with the heterochromia angle that has never been done before. To my knowledge, it's never even been thought of before, and so it's a very unique premise.
That's a question I should have asked earlier, but I'll ask now. Does she really have that?
No.
Okay.
No, she doesn't have that. So that's a crazy story in itself.
That's a crazy story.
We bought contacts. So her eyes are naturally brown. Her left eye in the film is blue. I'm sorry, her eyes are naturally blue. So her left eye in the movie is naturally that way. Now we bought the brown contacts we were going to put on her right eye, but on day one of filming, when we're shooting her first scene, we can't find these contacts anywhere. We bought them like 6 months earlier, and we don't know where they're at. They're supposed to be with we have the zombie contacts, we have the demon contacts, we have all the other contacts except for her brown contacts. And so I kind of have we shoot that scene only shooting her left side, so you don't ever see her right eye. And then the next morning we kind of regroup and try to figure out how we're going to solve this issue. And I'm kind of having a existential crisis because that's the whole point of this film is this heterochromia concept. And I have a friend named Chuck Murray who is a visual effects artist. He's certified in Unreal Engine and all this other stuff. So I call him and I was like, hey man, would you be able to color her right eye brown through this whole movie? And he's like, you want me to do what? So he says that yes, he thinks he can do it. So if you think about that, in the film, her right eye color, the color of her right eye is CG, is visual effects through the entire film.
Oh,
every time she's on film, he had to track that iris as she's moving her eyes in every scene she's in.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's incredible what he did. Incredible.
Yeah, you don't even notice it.
I have a follow-up question to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever find the contacts?
No.
Oh, okay. That sounds like one of them things where you're like, all right, that's a wrap. Oh,
and
God.
There they are. Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. But so I mentioned earlier how there's a lot of things about this project that kind of felt like divine intervention. That was another one of them because I was not planning on using visual effects at all in this movie.
Right.
And because we were forced into it because of the eye, as we're shooting, and that happened like night one. It was like at the end of night one. So we had 14 more days of shooting. So as we're shooting this film, my mind is now open to the possibility of using visual effects. So there's scenes in the movie where I'm like, oh man, it'd be cool if this thing happened in the background here. Or, a little bit of a spoiler, but they summon this demon, Malthus. And originally he was walking out of the corner out of the blackness and it's just the actor. But because we're doing this, I'm open to using visual effects. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be badass if it was hooves instead of his legs? And then he morphs into the human actor. And so we're able to do all of this cool stuff because we lost that contact.
Absolutely. Speaking of Malthus, is this a demon that existed before? Is this a name that you knew already, or is this something you made up for the movie?
So I researched Christian demon lore, and it is an actual demon that is he's in the Solomon's Key or whatever it's called.
Oh, Solomon's Bible.
Yeah, and it's everything in the film we researched is accurate. Marigolds are his flower.
Mm-hmm.
He is a builder. He's Satan's right hand man apparently, and he is depicted as a bird. God, a bird demon. So I mean, we used all of that is actually in Christian lore.
Cool.
surprised you didn't know that, Rick. Well, the pentagrams you got painted on your floor.
I do not.
Dude,
Yeah,
I love that painting.
I was trying to figure out what demon to use, and I had not heard of Malthus before. Like, there's a bunch of them that I had heard before, like the one that I don't know, I forget, Valak, who's the nun.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so I found this one that I hadn't heard of before, and then in my research, I'm like, where has this demon been used in pop culture? And like the only thing that popped up was he's a boss in one of the Castlevania games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they need
playing.
Yeah.
I love that painting with the big building in the city with the wings coming out of it.
Yeah.
That painting's awesome.
Yeah. I a lot of the artwork in the background I thought was really cool. And our set our production designer, her name's Carla Nemec, and if you look her up on IMDb, your jaw will drop to the floor. She, like, every big movie you can think of through the 90s, she worked on it. The first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean, she worked on it.
Nice.
Terminator 2, she worked on it. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
It's like Robert Kurtzman's IMDb.
We actually had she worked on Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And we actually had a skull that was used in Constantine on the altar in the Forest of the Trees.
That's cool. A little Easter egg.
Love little Easter egg. Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so did you guys? We're over an hour now. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to ask these guys before we get them out of here?
It's Wes Craven related, so that'll spiral into about 20 different questions. So, if Jason, you're cool with it, I'll just message you later.
All right. Alrighty then. All right, so we're gonna get you guys out of here. I want to thank you guys both for coming on. I want everybody to go and watch the movie somehow, some way. Watch the movie. Amazon, Fandango, Screamify. Just watch this movie. And
do you guys collect? So have you guys heard of tarot cards? Tarot cards?
No, I know tarot cards.
Tarot cards is an online trading card app game.
Okay.
Yeah, and they make digital. It's a digital trading cards from like independent horror films.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be featured tomorrow. They're going to release some cards from the movie on their app tomorrow, which is kind of cool.
All right, I might have to
it's completely free to download, and it's free to play and collect the cards as well.
That seems like something I'm addicted to.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna tarot cards. Getting it right now. Alrighty then. All right, so we're go ahead. Yep, I got it. I got it downloaded too. Awesome. So we'll check that out. And everybody, I want you to check out this movie. Let us know what you think about it. Follow the guys. Support the new movie coming out. And if you want to see what you're going to support, you go on YouTube and watch some of the shorts. Not YouTube, on Tubi, and watch some of the shorts that they made, including Masquerade. And what was the other one?
There's Alone.
And both of those really good and really short, so you can get through it really quick. But you get an idea of what these guys are doing.
We also have a teaser trailer at the begin. Like, if you go to the Trial of Margaret Stone Indiegogo, there's like a 2-minute teaser trailer that we shot to kind of get an idea of what we're going to be creating with that film.
I was just going to mention we'll post a link to that campaign too on our page.
We already did, but we'll post another one. Yeah. We did the other day, but we'll post it again, and hopefully we get some people to contribute, and it'll be awesome. But yeah, so we're at like an hour and 10, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. Thanks for coming on, guys. And I will see you guys next week, and I'll talk to you guys later. And all right. Anybody want to add anything before we get the fuck out of here?
Stay cool, freaking frighteners.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Time, boys and girls. There goes the neighborhood.